I've been married for almost 5 years now. Yeah, amen. And I can tell you, now things are going a little bit more smoothly than they were in the beginning. And I can tell you one reason why. It's because I love my socks. My socks they're with me wherever I go. In fact, as soon as I get home, sometimes I'll sit on the couch in our living room. I just take them off right there. And I set them on the floor right next to me where I like them. Now, unfortunately, my wife has a different perspective of socks. She feels like the socks should probably go in the hamper. And I know it's crazy. It took me a while to understand, what are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. They should obviously, it's more efficient, right? I walk in, I sit down wherever I happen to be, just throw them on the floor. Very efficient. And in fact, we were married for a while, and my wife is very kind. She's a very patient person. And it took her a while to get it through my thick skull that really they do belong in the hamper. Are there any wives who relate to this experience, or any husbands who maybe your wife is like me? The thing is, I just didn't notice. In fact, I would throw the socks on the floor, and then I would just leave them there. It was almost like that was their new home. Until finally my sock drawer was so empty that I had to go scavenging through the house to find all of the socks and finally clean them. You see, the difference is my wife and I are different. We're different people with different personalities. In fact, this is like an issue of orderliness, right? It's not that I wasn't trying to punish her or get back at her or be rude. It's just I literally, once the socks were on the floor, they were just gone from my memory. I could walk and sit down on the couch, and in my mind, I saw a perfectly clean floor. The floor looked great. There's nothing wrong with this floor. It's just maybe some extra colors, a little more decorations, but it looks good to me. So my wife had to train me. Josh, if you walk into the living room and you see socks in there, ask yourself, do they belong here? Is that where socks go? And I've learned, it's taken a while. I am in training. So sometimes I still forget, and my wife is still patient with me. But here's the issue. My personality is such that unless I am trained and purposeful and thoughtful, I don't naturally see the socks. Now, my wife and I have also had another struggle, I got to tell you. And this struggle was that when we first started pastoring in Waterloo, Iowa, well, when you first start pastoring somewhere, people want to invite you places, right? They want to get to know the new pastor. And so they would invite us to a dinner. They'd invite us to a lunch. They'd have us come over for Sabbath school and teach something new, and then go to their house for a meal together. And I love people. I could hang out with people pretty much all day. And now sometimes I've learned I need to be patient. I need to step away. I need to enjoy nature. But my nature is that I want to say yes. I want to hang out. Yeah, let's go hiking. Let's do this. And so I would say yes. I would say, of course, yes, we want to go with you. So I'd say yes, and then I'd go tell my wife. I'd say, hey, wife, guess what we're doing today? We're going to go hang out with 30 people all afternoon. Sound fun? And my introverted wife just went, oh, yeah, sounds great. When really, she could do that maybe once every 3 weeks. But every week, or 2 or 3 or 4 times a week, after a few months of that, finally, one day I came home after church, and she was sitting on our couch, and I said, honey, someone invited us to their house, and let's go. And she just looked at me with this blank stare, like, if I go to one more party, I'm going to die. And it didn't dawn on me that she's not me, that she doesn't have the same level of energy for all these extroverted things, and that I need to actually consult my wife if she wants to do a thing before I agree to it. And it wasn't that she was mean. It wasn't that she hates me or that she didn't like the people. It's that she is more introverted than I am. And so while I felt like, yes, this is a great idea. Let's keep hanging out with people. Let's keep going. Let's meet people. It was exhausting to her. It was just one suffering day after another. So then we learned, I learned, to be clear, we needed to pace ourselves. That we could meet the people, but instead of maybe in 2 weeks, it might take 2 or 3 months, and then she would actually enjoy it. They would make positive memories instead of her just hoping and looking at the watch the whole time, wondering when we can finally get out of there. You see, my wife and I, as it turns out, are not identical, and I had to learn that.